Hello students, in this today's class, now we are going to discuss about the first order bacterial growth kinetics. First order bacterial growth kinetics, it is also known as a virus population. Now here, the rate of a reaction for the bacterial growth is directly proportional to concentration of the bacteria. Now here, the power of the concentration of the bacteria is 1, that's why it is a first order kinetics. Are you getting my point? The bacterial growth or a viral population is a first order kinetics. Okay, now the initial concentration of a bacteria, let's suppose A0. After certain time interval t, the concentration of bacteria will increases, so I am taking A0 plus x. Now here, from the rate expression, that is equal to dx by dt, which is equal to k times of the concentration of a bacteria at a time interval t, that is A0 plus x. Here dx by A0 plus x is equal to k times of the dt. Now integrating on both sides, you will get integral dx by A0 plus x, okay, is equal to integral k times of the dt. We know integral 1 by x is equal to ln x, so ln A0 plus x is equal to k into integral dtt, and there is a integration constant c. To calculate the integration constant c, initial time interval t0, then x value what happens? 0. So therefore, by replacing the t value 0, x value 0 in the above expression, you will get the c value, that will be ln A0. By replacing the c value in this expression, you will get ln A0 plus x is equal to kt plus ln A0. So ln A0 plus x minus of ln A0 equal to k times of the t. So here log a minus log b, nothing but log of a by b. So you will get to k is equal to 1 by t into ln of a plus x divided by A0. Are you getting my point? Now removing the logarithm to the base e, I am converting into log 10, that is the base 10. So you will multiply with 2.303. So k is equal to 2.303 by t log of A0 plus x by A0. So this is the first order rate constant expression for the bacterial growth. For the bacterial growth. Are you getting my point? Now here there is a one important note is there, generation time. What is the meaning of a generation time? It is a time taken for the to double the concentration of the or the population of the bacteria. The concentration of bacteria to become double, the time taken will be called generation time. Is called what? Generation time. Okay. Now there is a one question. In milk there is a at 37 degrees Celsius, the Bacillus bacteria has a generation time of about 75 minutes. Are you getting my point? That means in the 75 minutes the growth of bacteria will be double. Okay. Find the population related to the initial value at 60 minutes. At 60 minutes. Now this is a first order kinetics. The bacterial growth is a first order kinetics. Okay. Now in this first order kinetics, what is the rate constant expression? K is equal to 2.303 by t log of A0 plus x divided by A0. Okay. Now here time is given 75 minutes. What is the meaning of this 75 minutes? That is a generation time. This time is what? Generation time. In generation time, what happens? The x value become A0. Are you getting my point? So k value equal to 2.303 divided by time interval 75 minutes log of initial concentration A0. Now here A0 plus again A0, because the concentration of bacteria, the population of bacteria become double. Okay. Now from here the k value will be equal to 0.693 divided by how much? 75. This is the per minute. Okay. Now The question is find the population relative to initial value at 60 minutes. At 60 minutes. Now I want to calculate the time interval t. I want to calculate the relative population. So k is equal to 2.303 by, now the time interval given how much? 60 minutes, log of a naught plus x, this is the final concentration of bacteria, divided by a naught, that is the initial concentration of the bacteria. Now the k value we know 0.693 by 75. So 0.693 by 75 equal to 2.303 by 60 logarithm of a naught plus x by a naught. Are you getting my point? After simplification of this one, final answer a naught plus x by a naught, which is equal to 10 raised to 0.24, which is nothing but 1.737. This is the population relative to the initial value, okay, at 60 minutes. Okay, now the next question is there. In this next question, suppose 50 bacteria are placed in a flask containing nutrients for the bacteria so they can multiply. A study at 35 degrees Celsius gave the following results. Show that the rate of production of bacteria is a first order kinetics. And how many bacteria will be there after 3 hours. Now first of all, what is the rate constant for bacterial growth? That is the first order kinetics. K is equal to what? 2.303 by T log of a naught plus x divided by a naught. Okay. Now a naught value initial concentration of bacteria, and a naught plus x is a particular time of interval, the concentration of the bacteria. Okay. Now k is equal to, first of all I am taking the time interval 15 minutes, logarithm of initial concentration a naught value will be given bacteria 50, and 15 minutes time interval it is the concentration given as a 100. So log 100 by 50, that will be log 2. So 2.303 divided by 15 into log 2, that will be 0.3010. Okay. Now one more information from the given data. Now at 30 minutes I am calculating. This is the per minute. The unit for the rate constant will be per minute. Logarithm of, now initial concentration a naught will be same 50 bacteria, but at 30 minutes there is a 200 bacteria. So 200 by 50. So that will be log 4. Log 4 nothing but 2 log 2. So 2.303 by 30 into 2 log 2. Okay. Again if you see 2 ones are 2 15s are, so finally you will get 2.303 by 15 into log 2. That will be again minute inverse. That means if you see the k value, at least if you calculate 2 times, okay, if at least 2 times, minimum 2 times, if at least 2 times k value will be same, then this reaction follows first order kinetics. This reaction follows first order kinetics. And one more question is given. How many number of bacteria will be present after 3 hours? After 3 hours. Okay. Now k is equal to 2.303 by T log of a naught plus x by a naught. Okay. Now here, what is the k value in the above information? 2.303 into log 2 divided by, now at what time of interval? 3 hours. 3 hours means 3 into 60 minutes is equal to 2.303 divided by, now 2.303, just a minute, this is the k value k value will be 2.303 into log 2 divided by 15. Now on the right side 2.303 by, now the t value I am replacing 3 hours, that means 3 into 60 minutes, logarithm of final concentration of bacteria we don't know, but the initial concentration of bacteria is given 50, is given how much? 50. Are you getting my point? Now here if you see, this will be equal to 2.303 gets cancelled out. So here 180 into log 2 value 0.3 divided by 15, okay, will be equal to logarithm of a0 plus x divided by 50. a0 plus x divided by 50. Okay. Now here a0 plus x value equal to 50 into 2 to the power 12. So here a0 plus x value equal to 2.04 into 10 to the power 5. You see, initially at a time interval t0, how many bacteria will be there? 50 bacteria will be there. But after 3 hours, immediately if you see the growth of bacteria, it will be 2.04 into 10 raised to 5. Okay. Now come to second order reactions. Now here, those reactions in which rate of a reaction depending upon the second power of the concentration, otherwise rate of a reaction directly proportional to the square of the concentration of the reactants. Okay. Now here some examples for second order kinetics. 2N2O decomposition to give 2N2 plus O2, 2Cl2O decomposition to give 2Cl2 plus O2. If you see the rate expression, R is equal to K into N2O whole square. Okay. Next, where the sum of the powers, if you see the exponent value will be 2, and in the second case also R is equal to K times of Cl2O whole square, the exponent value will be 2. That's why these two examples are corresponding to first order. And one more example we have, alkaline hydrolysis of ester. Now we know ester, that is the ethyl acetate CH3COO-C2H5, and alkaline hydrolysis, that is the NaOH, to give sodium salt of carboxylic acid, that is the acetic acid, and alcohol, that is ethyl alcohol. Now if you see the rate expression, that is equal to rate law, that is R is equal to K times of the concentration of ester and NaOH. Now with respect to the ester, order will be first order, and with respect to the alkali base, that is also first order. So total overall order will be the second order, 1 plus 1. Okay, these are the 3 examples regarding the second order kinetics. Now how to derive the rate constant expression for the second order reaction? I am taking only single reactant. So reactant A gives product. Now initial concentration of reactant A0 at a certain time of interval T, A0 minus X. Okay. Now R is equal to K into A square. This is corresponding to which order expression? Second order kinetics expression. Now rate expression minus dA by dt equal to, okay, dx by dt, which is equal to K times of A0 minus X to the power 2. Why I am taking the power 2? Because we are discussing about second order kinetics. Okay. Now dx by a minus x whole square is equal to K times of the dt, and integrating on both sides, integral dx by a0 minus x whole square is equal to K times of the integral dt. Okay. Now we know integral x to the power of n dx is equal to x to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Are you getting my point? Now in this basis, this will be a0 minus x whole power minus 2. So minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1. Okay, minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1. Are you getting my point? So finally you will get the 1 by a0 minus x. Okay. Now there is a negative sign is there, and but there is a x value, there is also negative sign. So minus of minus you will get the plus. 1 by a0 minus x will be equal to kt plus some integration constant. To evaluate the constant value, put the time taken t0, then x value 0. So you will get 1 by a0 value, which will be equal to integration constant c value. So again bring the c value in this expression. So 1 by a0 minus x is equal to kt plus, instead of c, 1 by a0. So from here k is equal to 1 by T 1 by A naught minus X minus 1 by A naught. Okay, if you see the LCM, that is A naught minus X and A naught. So after simplification, you will get the rate constant expression for second order kinetics, that is K equal to 1 by T into X by A naught into A naught minus X. So this expression is very important regarding the second order kinetics. Okay, now what is the half life of the second order kinetics? Now T50 or T1 by 2, T50%, then 50% of reaction get completed. That means the concentration of a product X will be equal to 50% of the concentration of the reactant, that is A naught by 2. Then time taken will be called T50. So instead of X, I am writing A naught by 2 divided by A naught into, in the bracket, A naught minus X. Again I am writing instead of X, A naught by 2. So A naught by 2, denominator and numerator here gets cancelled. So you will have A naught in the denominator. So K is equal to T50 into initial concentration, or T50 will be equal to 1 by K into initial concentration. So this is very important regarding the second order half-life expression. What is the second order half-life expression? T50 is equal to 1 by K into initial concentration of the reactant. Now if you see in this expression, the half-life period of a reactant is inversely proportional to initial concentration of a reactant. Yes. Is inversely proportional to initial concentration of the reactant. Yes. This is one of the important characteristics of second order kinetics. Okay. Now what are the characteristics of second order kinetics? Number 1, rate constant units are liter per mole per time interval. Okay. Now the second order half-life value, just now I told you, inversely proportional to the initial concentration of the reactant. That means T50 is inversely proportional to the initial concentration of the reactant, A0. Are you getting my point? Now the next one more point, in the second order reaction, the concentration of a reactant left after equal time of interval forms harmonic progression, that is HP series. Okay, this is also very important. Are you getting my point? That means 1 by A, 1 by A plus D, 1 by A plus 2D, 1 by A plus 3D, and so on. The reciprocal of the arithmetic mean progression. Are you getting my point? AP progression. Now here, for a nth order reaction, the half-life period T50, which is inversely proportional to initial concentration to the power n minus 1. This is very important. We can derive this expression also. T50 inversely proportional to initial concentration to the power n minus 1. Otherwise directly proportional to, otherwise you can write T50 directly proportional to initial concentration to the power 1 minus n. Are you getting my point? This expression is very important regarding nth order reaction half-life. Now the graphical representation of a second order. Now the second order rate expression R is equal to K times of the concentration of reactant A whole square. Now if you see rate value on the y-axis, nothing but the dx by dt. Okay, and concentration of a reactant on the x-axis, you will get a y is equal to mx square like graph. Okay, this is in exponential manner. Now the second graph, rate versus concentration whole square. Okay, the rate versus concentration whole square. So this will be in the form of y is equal to mx. There is a straight line passing through the origin. Are you getting my point? Now next one more graph is there, concentration of a reactant. What is the y-axis here? Concentration of reactant on the y-axis, and it is a function of time interval which is on x-axis. Okay. Now initially at a time interval t0, what is the concentration of reactant? A0. Okay, as the time starts, the concentration of reactant slowly decreases. That means the concentration of reactant decreases, but this decrease will be in a non-exponential manner. Okay, and one more graph is there, 1 by concentration of the reactant, that is the reciprocal of the concentration of the reactant. Okay, versus time interval. We know here the concentration of a reactant at a time interval A0 minus x is equal to concentration of reactant at initial, that will be A naught, plus K into T. If you see this expression, it is in the form of Y is equal to mx plus C. Y is equal to mx plus C. On the y-axis, concentration of a reactant, 1 by concentration of reactant at a time interval T. On the x-axis, time taken. So what is the slope of a straight line here? The slope of a straight line will be K. And what is the intercept on the y-axis here? 1 by A naught. 1 by A naught. Okay. Now one more graph is there. This is the graph regarding the T50. Regarding the T50 and reciprocal of the initial concentration. We know what is the T50 for second order kinetics? 1 by K into A naught. T50 is equal to 1 by K into A naught. So 1 by K into A naught. So I am taking 1 by A naught on the x-axis and T50 on the y-axis. So you will get a straight line, that is y is equal to mx passing through origin, making the slope 1 by K. Making the slope 1 by K. By seeing these graphs, we have to identify this is a second order reaction. This is very important. Now in the second order reaction, suppose if I have only single reactant, then what is the rate constant expression? K is equal to 1 by T into x by A naught into A naught minus x. Okay. Suppose if I have two different reactants. Let's suppose I have A and B, two reactants. Again in this there are two cases. If the initial concentration of both reactants are same, case 1. If the initial concentration of both reactants are different, that will be the second case. Okay. In the first case, both the reactants A, B have same initial concentration, that will be A naught. At a time interval T, x moles of reactant A and x moles of reactant B decomposes. So the remaining moles of reactant AB at a time interval T, A naught minus x and A naught minus x. Okay. Now the rate expression R is equal to K times of A into B. So the here the exponents value 1 and 1. So order with respect to A 1, order with respect to B also 1. So total overall order will be 1 plus 1, that is equal to second order kinetics. Okay. Now here also rate expression R is equal to dx by dt is equal to K times of A naught minus x into A naught minus x, that is A naught minus x whole square. Okay. From here also dx by A naught minus x whole square will be equal to K times of the dt. After integration on both sides, you will get on the left side 1 A naught minus x. Okay. On the right side kt and some integration constant. So bring the x value here to at time taken t0. So you will get the c value which is equal to 1 by A naught. Okay. So 1 by A naught minus x equal to kt plus 1 by A naught. Okay. From here kt value equal to 1 by A naught minus x minus 1 by A naught. So finally k equal to 1 by t into 1 by A naught minus x minus 1 by A naught. This will be the second order rate constant. Second order rate constant expression. Are you getting my point? Otherwise you can take the LCM also here. K is equal to, what is the LCM here? A naught into A naught minus x. So in the numerator you will get A naught minus of A naught plus x. So minus A naught plus A naught gets cancelled. In the numerator you will get x. And in the denominator there is one more time is there. So k is equal to 1 by t into x by A naught into A naught minus x. This is also second order rate constant expression. Suppose when initial concentration of both the reactants are different. Let's suppose I am taking two reactants A and B. They combine to give a product. Okay. Now here I am taking initial concentration of reactant A will be small a and reactant B will be small b. Let's suppose, because both the concentrations are different. At a time interval t, x moles of reactant A decomposes, according to which x moles of B is also decomposes, because the stoichiometry will be 1:1. Okay. From here R will be equal to, rate of reaction will be equal to minus dA by dt, otherwise minus dB by dt. Okay. Equal to dx by dt. So R is equal to dx by dt, nothing but K times of the concentration of the reactant at a time interval t, that will be a naught minus x into concentration of one more reactant b, that will be again here b minus x. Are you getting my point? So overall I am writing k into a minus x into b minus x. Okay, now here what I am writing, dx divided by a minus x into b minus x will be equal to k times of the dt. Now what I am doing, integrating on both sides, integral dx by a minus x into b minus x will be equal to integral k constant, so dt. Now integral dx by a minus x into b minus x, it will be now first of all converted into partial fractions. So that's why what I am doing here, I am writing 1 by b minus a. Okay, integral of, I am writing here dx by a minus x plus, otherwise first of all what I am writing here, here 1 by a minus x plus 1 by, just wait, minus 1 by b minus x. If you see, LCM will be a minus x into b minus x in the denominator, in the numerator b minus x minus of minus a minus x. So minus a and plus x. Okay, so plus x minus x gets cancelled, you will get b minus a in the numerator, here also in the denominator b minus a. Are you getting my point? Integral k times of the dt. Now here 1 by b minus a. Okay, now here integral dx by a minus x plus integral, sorry, minus, here there is a minus sign, minus integral dx by b minus x is equal to k times of integral dt. Okay, now here I am writing 1 by b minus a, integral 1 by x will be ln x, so ln a minus x. Okay, now the negative sign, x value has negative sign, so minus 1. Okay, now here there will be limits value, the limits value ranging from 0 to x, here also 0 to x. Okay, time taken 0 to t time interval. Okay, now the limits value overall I am writing here ln b minus x, ln b minus x. Okay, now there will be a negative sign, so minus of minus will get the plus. Next to ln. Okay, now here we have to replace the upper limit and lower limit. What is the upper limit here? X. What is the lower limit here? 0. And k into integral dt will be t. Okay, now here 1 by b minus a. Okay, now if you bring the x value, minus ln a minus x, minus of, if you bring the 0 value, you will get what? Minus of minus, you will get plus, so ln a plus again ln b minus x, upper limit value x, and in the lower limit value if you put the 0, so minus ln b will be equal to k times of the t. So this will be 1 by b minus a. Okay, now log a, this will be log a, this will be minus log b. Shall I write log of a by b formula? Okay, plus this will be log a, this will be log b, so shall I write log of a by b? That will be equal to k times of the time interval. Now again what I am writing, 1 by b minus a, this will be log a plus log b, log of ab, so log of a b, so a by b into b minus x by a minus x. Are you getting my point? Now this will be the base e value, this will be base e value. Okay, will be equal to k times of the t, where k will be equal to 1 by t into b minus a ln a into b minus x divided by b into a minus x. So this expression is the second order rate constant expression when two different initial concentrations, when two reactants have different initial concentrations. Yes or no? Now if I write the logarithm to the base 10, then I have to multiply with 2.303, okay, divided by t into b minus a logarithm. Now the base will be 10 here, a into b minus x divided by b into a minus x. Are you getting my point? So this will be the second order rate constant expression, second order rate constant expression. Okay, now here suppose in this reaction A plus B, two reactants are there and they converted into product. Okay, now what I am doing here, what is the rate expression? R is equal to K times of A into B. Okay, the exponents values 1 and 1. Now here what is the actual K value here? At a time interval t 0, initial concentration will be A and B. At a time interval t, the concentration of reactant A will be A minus X and B will be B minus X. Up to here we know. Suppose in the rate expression, that will be K is equal to 2.303 divided by T into B minus A logarithm to the base 10 of A into B minus X upon B into A minus X. Now what I am assuming here, when B, small b value is 2 greater than small a, and one more important thing, the x value is less than a and b. Yes or no? The x value less than a and b. Suppose if you consider any one of the reactant will be in excess amount, let's suppose the concentration of B will be too large as compared to the concentration of A, then what about? Shall I write the B minus A almost equal to B, because the concentration of A will be negligible as compared to the B, because the B concentration will be very high. So A minus B minus A will be equal to almost B, and B minus X is also equal to B, because B minus X approximately equal to B. Why? Because B 2 greater than A. Are you getting my point? X less than A, but A value 2 less than B, that means the X value is also 2 less than B. That's why instead of B minus X, I am taking the B value only, approximation. Now these approximations, if I apply in the second order rate constant expression, that is K is equal to 2.303 by T into B. Instead of A, I am neglecting the A value. Okay, logarithm of, in the numerator, A into, instead of B minus X, I am writing B minus 0. X value I am neglecting. In the denominator, B into A minus X. Are you getting my point? After simplification of this one, you will get K is equal to 2.303 by T into B. Here B gets cancelled. A by A minus X. Okay. Now here bring the small b towards left hand side. So you will get KB equal to 2.303 by T log of A by A minus X. Now K into B, I am taking another constant that is called K dash. I am taking another constant that is the K dash. K dash value equal to 2.303 by T log of A by, that is the initial concentration, divided by concentration of a reactant at a time interval T. If you see on the right hand side, this will be corresponding to first order rate constant expression. Yes, first order rate constant expression on the right hand side. Are you getting my point? So this is called pseudo first order reaction. This is called what? Pseudo first order reaction. Pseudo first order reaction. Now in this reaction, Now this reaction appears to be a first order reaction. Now this reaction appears to be a first order reaction. First order reaction. And such reaction which is appear to be a first order reaction known as pseudo first order reaction. Pseudo first order reaction. Now here, what is the K dash value? K dash value nothing but K times of the B. K dash value nothing but the K into B. Okay. Now in this expression, what is the K dash? K dash is the pseudo, that means pseudo first order rate constant. Pseudo first order rate constant. But actually what is the K? It is a rate constant. Rate constant of second order reaction. Rate constant of which order reaction? Second order reaction. Because here actually this is a second order reaction. Now in this second order reaction, if any one of the reactant will be excess, in a second order reaction, if any one of the reactant is excess, then that will be converted into first order kinetics, and which is known as a pseudo first order kinetics. Which is known as a pseudo first order kinetics. Are you getting my point? Now here, what is the definition of a pseudo first order reaction or pseudo order reaction? Pseudo order reaction. Pseudo order reaction, a reaction in which kinetics of reaction is studied by decreased order, is known as pseudo order reaction. Is known as which order reaction? Pseudo order reaction. And it will happens when number one condition, if any one of the particular reactant will be in excess, any particular reactant is in excess amount. This is the first condition. The second condition, rate law expression involves catalyst. Rate law expression involves catalyst. Either in these two cases, this reaction is known as a pseudo order reaction. Are you getting my point? Now the best example we have, number one, acidic hydrolysis of ester. Acidic or acid hydrolysis of ester. We know hydrolysis of ester, alkaline hydrolysis of ester, second order. Here acidic hydrolysis of ester, pseudo first order reaction. It is example for pseudo first order reaction. That means now it is expected to be second order reaction, but actually according to experiment it is a first order kinetics. Are you getting my point? Now here if you see ester, that is CH3COO C2H5 ethyl acetate. Now hydrolysis in the presence of some acid catalyst, okay, it will give carboxylic acid, that is called acetic acid, and alcohol, that is the ethyl alcohol. Okay, now if you see in this, if you see the rate expression, the rate law, R is equal to K times of the concentration of the ester, that is CH3COO C2H5. Okay, and also H plus ion concentration. Here H plus ion act as a what? Catalyst. H plus ion act as a catalyst. Now in this rate expression, do you know the concentration of a catalyst will be constant throughout the reaction? Yes. Concentration of catalyst will be constant throughout the reaction. Once we know, once we take certain required quantity of catalyst, that will be enough for the progression of the reaction. That means, so there will be no excess of catalyst will be further added. Are you getting my point? So the characteristics of a catalyst which increases or decreases in generally rate of reaction increases by a catalyst. Okay, now a catalyst do not decompose in the course of a reaction. That is very important. That's why certain concentration of catalyst, if we taken, that concentration will be constant throughout the reaction. Are you getting my point? Now here what I am doing, K is a constant and H plus ion concentration is also constant. Now I am taking K into H plus ion concentration taken as a K dash. Are you getting my point? That means the rate expression now changes as a rate expression R equal to K dash times of the concentration of the ester. K dash times of the concentration of the ester. What is the K dash here? It is called pseudo first order rate constant. Remember, K is a second order rate constant. K is a second order rate constant, but K dash is called first order rate constant. That is very important. Are you getting my point? Now here K dash, it is the first order rate constant. What is the half life for first order rate constant? That will be 0.693 by T50. What is the K dash? That is the rate constant. That is called pseudo first order rate constant. Are you getting my point? Now there is a one more important familiar example is there, which is known as a inversion of cane sugar. Which is known as what? Inversion of cane sugar. Okay, C12H22O11, that is called sucrose or a cane sugar. Hydrolysis in the presence of acid catalyst to give glucose, that is called C6H12O6, and also fructose, again C6H12O6. Are you getting my point? Now here in this reaction, if you observe the rate law expression, which is equal to, that is R equal to K times of the concentration of a sucrose C12H22O11 multiplied by the concentration of H plus ion. Again, what is the role of H plus ion here? To function as a catalyst. Just now I told you concentration of a catalyst throughout the reaction is constant. Here the K value constant. So the product of K and H plus, now I am taking as a K dash, where K dash is called first order rate constant, nothing but pseudo first order rate constant. Are you getting my point? Now here K is a second order rate constant. K is a second order rate constant. Okay, now here Now here one question I am writing, question number 84. Question number 84. Let's suppose I have A, B two reactants. Writing the equation A plus 2B gives products. Okay. Now what is the rate expression given? Rate law given K into A to the power 1 and B to the power 1. That means this is expected to be second order reaction. The question is, what will be rate law? What will be rate law expression if B is taken in excess amount, in excess? Are you getting my point? Now actually just now I told you, if any one of the reactant is taken in excess, then the rate of reaction with respect to that reactant will not consider, because in large quantity if any reactant will be present, so by changing the concentration of that reactant there will be no effect on the rate of a reaction, because already the reactant will be in excess amount. Are you getting my point? That means rate will be independent on that particular reactant which is in the large quantity. Okay. Now I am taking R is equal to K into concentration of A into concentration of B. Now in the question, the concentration of B will be taken in which quantity? Excess quantity. So that's why it is taken as almost constant throughout the reaction. Okay. So now R equal to K into concentration of B into concentration of A I am writing. Instead of K into concentration of B, I am writing another constant, rate constant, that will be K dash times of A. Are you getting my point? Now K is a second order rate constant, K dash is a pseudo first order rate constant. That means here what is the value of K dash? Nothing but K times of the B. Are you getting my point? Now what is the K here? Second order rate constant. What is the K? Second order rate constant. Okay. What is the K dash? K dash is the pseudo first order rate constant. Pseudo first order rate constant. Okay. Now there is a one more question, that is a question number 85. The question is, let's suppose I have X plus Y, two reactants in the presence of a Z, where Z is a catalyst, to give product. Now the rate law expression is given as a K times of X into Y into Z. X into Y into Z. Now here, do you know, just now I told you the concentration of a catalyst do not change in the reaction. So now instead of K into concentration of Z, because concentration of Z will be constant throughout the reaction, that's why K into concentration of Z, I am taking another constant, that is called K dash, that will be called K dash, where K dash will be equal to K times of the concentration of the Z, where K is called third order rate constant. Why it is called third order rate constant? Because here the sum of the exponents 1 plus 1 plus 1 will be equal to 3. Are you getting my point? Now here K dash will be equal to K into Z. Now here the K dash will be called what? Pseudo second order. Are you getting my point? Because this is the second order kinetics, but actually initially it is third order kinetics, but I am taking the concentration of a catalyst as a constant, then it become it will converted or reduced to second order kinetics. So pseudo second order rate constant, pseudo second order rate constant. Are you getting my point? Rate constant. Okay. Now question number 86. In the question number 86, the inversion of a cane sugar proceeds with constant half-life 50 minutes at pH value 5. Any concentration of sugar, irrespective of the concentration of the sugar, this point is very important. However, if the pH value 6, the half-life changes to 500 minutes for any concentration of sugar. This is also very important key point. Then write the rate law expression for the inversion of the cane sugar. Now, rate law expression, rate equal to K times of the sugar concentration multiplied by H plus ion concentration. Now here if you see the information given, the concentration irrespective of the concentration of the sugar, half-life is 50 and half-life is 500. Do you know in a first order kinetics the half-life value independent on the initial concentration? Yes or no? That means with respect to sugar order is 1 and with respect to H plus ion concentration we don't know what is the order. Let's suppose the exponent, that is the order, will be x. Here the key important point, for a first order reaction T50 independent on initial concentration of reactant. That is clearly mentioned in the question. That's why with respect to sugar I am taking the order is 1. Okay. Now what is the H plus here? H plus is a catalyst. H plus is what? Catalyst. Just now I told you the concentration of a catalyst will be constant. Okay. Now here I am taking rate expression R is equal to K into H plus ion concentration to the power x into sugar concentration to the power 1. Now K is a constant and the H plus ion concentration, that is the catalyst concentration, will be constant. So that's why I am taking a new constant, that is the K dash into concentration of the sugar. Are you getting my point? Now here K dash will be the pseudo first order rate constant, whereas K is the second order rate constant. Second order rate constant. Are you getting my point? Now here K dash will be equal to K into H plus ion concentration, S or no, to the power x. What is the K dash value? That is the rate constant for first order kinetics, 0.693 by T50. Are you getting my point? Now which is equal to K times of, what is the H plus ion concentration? Initially, if you see, when the time half-life will be 50 minutes, the pH value will be 5. So now what I am doing here, I am taking T50, I am taking, first of all I am taking the half-life as a 50 minutes. So 0.693 by 50 minutes will be equal to K into, what is the H plus ion concentration? pH is equal to 5. The H plus ion concentration 10 raised to minus 5 whole to the power x. And one more half-life is given 500. So 0.693 by 500 will be equal to K times of the pH value 6 is, so H plus concentration 10 raised to minus 6 to the power x. So by simplification of equation and 1 and 2, you will get the x value 1. You will get the x value what? 1. That means with respect to H plus ion concentration, the exponent value will be 1. That means overall rate law expression what I am writing, constant K times of the concentration of sugar to the power 1 and H plus ion concentration to the power 1. So this is the overall rate expression. Overall rate expression. Are you getting my point? Now here the next one more question is there. The acid catalyzed hydrolysis of organic compound capital A at 30 degrees Celsius has a half-life 100 minutes when it is carried out in a buffer solution of a pH 5 and 10 minutes when it is carried out in a solution of buffer pH 4. In both the cases, half-life is independent on the initial concentration of the reactant. Again, this is corresponding to first order kinetics with respect to capital A. The rate law expression was given. What is the rate law expression is given here? Rate law expression is equal to K into A concentration to the power small m and H plus n concentration to the power small n. What are the values of m comma n? So we have to derive the rate law expression. Are you getting my point? Now first of all, I am writing R is equal to K into concentration of A to the power 1 and H plus n constant to the power n. Why I am writing the concentration of A to the power m? Because order with respect to A is equal to 1, because T50, that is the 50% completion of a reaction time taken, is independent on initial concentration of reactant. This is strictly corresponding to first order kinetics. Are you getting my point? Now what is the H plus here? H plus is a catalyst. Just now I told you the concentration of a catalyst throughout the reaction become what? Constant. Concentration of the catalyst throughout the reaction, what happens? Constant. So now R rate expression I am taking K into H plus ion concentration to the power n into A to the power 1. I am taking K into H plus ion concentration, K into H plus ion concentration to the power n as a K dash. Are you getting my point? Where K dash is a pseudo first order rate constant. Are you getting my point? Whereas K is a second order rate constant. Are you getting my point? Now here, what is the K dash formula? 0.693 by T50. Okay. Now, first of all, 0.693 by, what is the first half-life given in the question? That will be given 100 minutes in the buffer solution of pH how much? 5. So I am taking the T50 100 minutes will be equal to K into, what is the H plus concentration? That is the buffer solution pH value given initially how much? 5. So H plus n concentration 10 raised to minus 5 to the power how much? N to the power small n, equation number 1. And one more half-life information is given. In the second time, the half-life become 10 minutes in the buffer solution of pH 4. So here half-life will be 10. In the buffer solution, H plus concentration will be 10 raised to minus 4 to the power n, equation number 2. Are you getting my point? Now here, equation 1 divided by equation 2. 1 upon 2. So you will get here 1 by 10, kk gets cancelled. Here you will get 10 to the power minus 1 to the power n. So 1 by 10 will be equal to 1 by 10 to the power n. So bases are equal, so powers must be equal. So n value here 1. And already m value we know 1, because with respect to organic compound capital A, the half-life is independent on the concentration of capital A, that is corresponding to first order kinetics. Are you getting my point? So what is the overall rate law expression? Rate law will be K into A to the power 1 and H plus ion concentration to the power 1. H plus ion concentration to the power 1. That means m value is 1 and n value is also 1. Okay.